So many of our hymns were written by men and women who resided in Europe or in Germany or in Russia. We get a lot of hymns that have been written overseas from our perspective. But the next hymn that I have chosen, My Faith Looks Up to Thee, was created by as close to a local as I think we're going to get. Gentleman who wrote this hymn is named Ray Palmer, and he was born in 1808 in Little Compton, Rhode Island. After he finished school, he took a day job as a clerk in a dry goods store in Boston. But at some point during his time working there, he experienced what he described as a religious awakening. And in turn, this started him studying for ordained ministry. He was able to get into Yale University and supported himself by teaching. In turn, he was ordained in 1835 in the Congregational Church, and he served in congregations in Maine and in New York State. When he retired, Palmer moved to New Jersey, to the city of Newark. Now, he himself published nearly 40 hymns, all of which became quickly beloved within his congregations, and many of which are still around today. He also published several volumes of poetry and hymns, including the Sabbath Hymn Book, Hymns and Sacred Pieces, and Hymns in My Most Holy Hours. And in turn, his complete poetic works were published in one volume in 1876. Now, My Faith Looks Up to Thee is probably his best known of all those hymns, and according to the Hymnary website, quote, he wrote these words while employed as a teacher at a private girls' school in New York. He had experienced a difficult year of illness and loneliness and was inspired to write this verse one night after meditating on a German poem that depicted a sinner kneeling before the cross of Christ. Palmer later stated, the words for stanzas were born out of my own soul with very little effort. I recall that I wrote the verses with tender emotion. When writing the last line, oh, bear me safe above a ransomed soul, the thought that the whole work of redemption and salvation was involved in those words. And it brought me to a degree of emotion that brought abundant tears. And now let's hear the words to this beloved hymn. My faith looks up to thee, O Lamb of Calvary, Savior divine. Now, hear me while I pray. Take all my guilt away. Oh, let me from this day be wholly thine. May thy rich grace impart strength to my fainting heart, my zeal inspired. As thou hast died for me, oh, may my love to thee pure, warm, and changeless be, a living fire. While life's dark maze I tread, grief around me spread. Be thou my guide, bid darkness turn to day, wipe sorrow's tears away, nor let me ever stray from thee aside. And so our pondering questions for today. What do you feel the most guilty about? What triggers those feelings of guilt. How does the image of life's dark maze resonate with you? And finally, this hymn, like many other hymns that we have talked about, was written after a long illness. How do you think that time of recovery from a long illness impacts the hymns, the subjects which are written about, and the way that they are written? And so, as you continue to contemplate those thoughts and others that you might have, thank you for joining me again today, and be sure to take care. And God bless you.